that is going to be in vogue for the next 10-15 years at least is digital well-being and productivity, as the topic says. I'll come to productivity because that's an outcome of digital well-being. So first things first, there are two phrases which are in vogue these days. One is digital well-being, which is being done or pushed by Google, one of the world leaders in technology, and one is digital wellness. So first let us understand the difference between the two. We usually interchange the usage of these two phrases. So digital well-being is a holistic view. It affects your whole life, whereas digital wellness is more to do with your physical and mental wellness. So well-being. So there is a well-being is a more holistic concept. That's why we say that digital well-being is or digital wellness is a subset of digital well-being. That is what is thing. So what we are saying is the World Digital Wellbeing Day, which was launched this month, was basically like the Yoga Day. We were trying to create an awareness in the youth that too much of usage of digital media it might be detrimental to your health. I am not saying, I am not a naysayer for technology, but I am saying in good healthy parlance, if I can call it a healthy digital diet, is what I am proposing. So the nutrition has to be right, the carbohydrates have to be right, protein has to be right, fat has to be right. Similarly, we need a healthy digital diet, especially for the youth, because in this COVID-19 situation across the world, there is a 37% increase in internet usage. This is what data says. In US, they have taken a very, I think we cannot judge them by saying right or wrong, but they have found a way out. They said, if I am able to increase the speed of internet and reduce the price, people will stay at home. So lockdown becomes successful. That is one way of thinking of it. And the second way of thinking of it is in India that they are getting addicted to the digital devices. So we should reduce the speed so that the net is slow. People are able to use digital devices, or sometimes they might disconnect with the view that the net is slow. So that's a possibility. It's now two different ways of looking at a solution to digital well-being. So having said that, there are some more aspects, but there are three major areas that we'll cover today. One is the corporates, how digital well-being and productivity affects corporates. The second is students and youth who are in the education. And the third is the families and relationships. We'll cover these three aspects. I will not speak for more than 30-40 minutes, and then we'll interact. That would be the essence of what we'll be doing. So managing digital stress, there are some terminologies which let us in the beginning understand. This is a corollary. So managing digital stress is one thing. The second is, let us practice digital minimalism. So optimum requirement of digital devices to the extent it should be used is something that we will speak later. Then second is balancing digital and real world interactions. So always don't interact on Facebook, or we see at home 3 people, all of them interacting on WhatsApp or something like that. So we'll have to manage digital and real interactions. Social media creates a pleasure especially in youth, and that is why they become addicted to it. Now that pleasure principle affects the brain and releases some hormones due to which this addiction happens. So we'll look at that. And then subconsciously we become addicted to digital media, and that is why we do not understand that we've spent an average of 7 hours during lockdown period on these digital devices, which is at almost 1/3 of a day. So now I am dividing a 24-hour day into 3 parts. So 8 hours the child or the youth spends in school or college. 8 hours we spend in offices. So it's the same. The second 8 hours we spend at home. So whether it is a child, youth, college going youth, or an office going gentleman, all of us spend 8 hours at home. And 8 hours we are supposed to spend with ourselves, which includes the sleep. Now, what has happened is with digital devices coming in, these 8 hours of sleep that we are supposed to get for resting the brain and the physical body, we have cut down on that sleep, and because we are addicted to mobiles. Now, let me tell you one thing. Unless you plug out your mobile phones half an hour before you sleep, the blue screen affects your sleep in that it activates the brain. And when it activates the brain, sleep is meant to deactivate the brain. So it is counterproductive because even after you switch off the mobile and go to sleep, the brain is in active mode. That means your sleep is not REM sleep. And that is a problem, that at least 4 hours or 5 hours of REM sleep is required. And it is like a flight taking off, flying in the air, and then landing. So taking off and landing, even if we don't count, the flight time in the air or at 35,000 meters is something that you will need to figure out. So taking off, if your brain is active, you will not reach that peak of flight or the REM sleep, wherein there is rapid eye movement, which is the deepest part of sleep, and that is the actual rest when the body gets. And that is what we do. Before we sleep, with the pillow on the headrest, most of us do this, that we go to our digital devices, look at the WhatsApp, maybe look at some videos, maybe look at some reading material, but we are so addicted to the blue screen that it keeps the brain active just before you go to sleep, which is not good. So the first thing that we'll need to do, whether we are children, families, or corporates, half an hour before bedtime, for our digital well-being, deactivate the brain to the blue screen. The blue screen creates it recreates some figures at the back of the brain in the subconscious, which I had said as the pleasure principle, and that is what subconscious keeps itself active even when we are sleeping. So if it is active till the last moment, you are not getting your proper rest. That is one thing. Now let's go to the second and third, which is the home. So I had said one, office or school or college. The second part is your home, and the third part is sleep. We've just tried to figure out what happens during sleep. During the family, it has been seen that relationships deteriorate with increased digital interaction between two people, or reduced physical interaction between two people under the same roof. This we all know. There is no, this is not rocket science. But since we are so addicted that we unintentionally look at our digital devices even when we come back home. And that is the reason why one outcome of this is, I might be very blunt, but the outcome of this is parents have maybe one generation earlier, parents were involved in education. But now what is happening is parents have outsourced education to schools or colleges or tuition classes, so much so that they do not have the control over the children when it comes to education. They think that we are paying a particular fee to a school, so any behavioral aspects, everything have to be dealt with in the school. So even if there is a digital addiction at home, they would go and complain in PTMs that my son was not like this, but now with his friends in the school and all that. So they put the complete blame on the school or college. This is something which I call as outsourcing of education, and this is one thing which has made them more out of control of their children than ever before. So we see that children are usually not in control of them, especially in terms of usage of digital devices. And these digital devices and the usage spreads over the midnight. And when the time of the school does not change, the time of the college does not change, so they have to get up early, and then they come up with some excuses that no. And one of the biggest problems with digital addiction is that there is a sleep deprivation, especially in the teenagers. Sleep deprivation is a problem because the rest that the body does not get gives rise to ulcers. Then there might be pimples, there might be rashes, there might be headaches, there might be body aches. So all these are physical repercussions of digital addiction. So what happens is, so suppose somebody sleeps at 1 o'clock, and the parents are saying again and again, sleep at 1, sleep early, your sleep is not complete. So he is addicted. So he will not listen. Maybe he will pull over his blanket and inside he will use the digital device. To that extent, he is addicted. And the next day morning, he has to get up at 6 o'clock and get ready and go to school at 7 o'clock. The problem is that with 5 hours of sleep, he is going to school. So that his next 8 hours in an educational institution, or in the case of parents, if they are addicted and on mobiles till 1 o'clock in the night, it affects the efficiency in the office or the schools, that the brain is not fully active in the first 2 periods or the first 2 hours in office. And that is the reason why efficiency is low in the first 2 hours. We have seen this happening in government offices, that people invariably come in late, or they go for a tea or while away the first 2 hours. But in corporates as well as educational institutions, we are seeing lately that the first 2 hours are the dull hours for the children in terms of learning and in terms of performance. In the corporates, the work starts after 11:30 with the full speed that it is supposed to. So, in fact, the efficiency loss in the US offices, as per a Microsoft report, says that there is a 37% loss again, 37% loss because of the increased use of social media and apps in the offices. So let's rest there. That is the first 8 hours, which is the sleep, which is spilling over into your efficiency also. Now I am coming back to the homes where the parents have outsourced the education and are looking at schools only to provide education. So why do they do this? One, if both the parents are working, they don't have quality time to spend and monitor the child's education. This is what they think. The second is that even if they are at home, they are so addicted to the digital devices themselves that they do not have time for the children. So they would like not to be disturbed. And even if the child is given a digital device not to be disturbed, for the parent not to be disturbed, they go to that extent. And that is one reason why parents not being able to control the children after a certain stages, because in the beginning they have sown the seeds of giving a mobile or a digital device, or maybe getting hooked to a digital TV or a laptop. The first seeds are sown by the parents in their 8 hours, which they are supposed to monitor the child at least and say no at a particular time. If they say no, the child is, or a teenager is testing the parent, how much he will allow me to use it. He tries to bully them, cajole them, he will do chamchagiri, he will do everything to do it. And he sees at what stage and at what form the parent is going to succumb to his pressure. And once the parent succumbs, he takes them for granted. Okay, this is the limit. So the first time or second time or third time with the child, if you are able to assert your limits, digital well-being will not be a problem in future. But we realize this much later, and by then the harm is done, and that is the reason why we see all these things happening. Now, coming to sleep deprivation in adults or children, the usual excuse given by teens is that मेरे को disturb मत करो, मेरा assignment है and I have to do it online, so I am using it, I am doing it till 1 o'clock, I am talking to my friends, they are also helping me in my assignment. They would give some excuses. We all know what these excuses are. But I am saying, how do you sleep is the basic question, not all these. So if you don't sleep for 8 hours or 7 hours minimum, and I sleep only for 5 hours, then the excuse given by the teenager is, I will cover this up on Sunday. So I am taking a maths example, that every day I am losing 2 hours of sleep. The sleep deprivation is -2. So for 6 days, if I am losing 12 hours, add to that the 7 hours of sleep of Sunday that is due. So 19 hours of sleep on Sunday. Is it possible for the teenager to sleep for 19 hours? Obviously, he is fooling the parents and postponing any eventuality for a Sunday. And on Sunday, he gets up maybe little late, but not after 19 hours. and then he comes up and says, "Arey, nahi neend ho paaye, kya karenge? What can the parents do? You can't cry over spilt milk." So now what we need to do is basically, one, can we enforce some rules which are not actually, if you tell rules, then the teenager will revolt. Maybe it is a sort of a game. So we have some things which we can use as corporates, we can use as teenagers, we can use. One is, instead of staring on your digital device, can you use voice? Because for that you don't need to stare on your the amount of stare on a digital device is detrimental to your eyes and brain. So if you can reduce the stare even for 10 minutes in an hour, I think you've done it. So use more of voice. So you can use Google or Siri if you are using your iPhones to find out, to search things, to find out numbers, to call numbers. If you use voice, that's a better form of digital towards digital well-being than looking at numbers on the screen or searching for data on Google, etc. You could use voice search. The second is, for corporates, Google has come up with a beautiful solution. The solution is that in your emails, if you can tell the keywords, then it will type a reply automatically, and you can only need to correct. So instead of completely typing the email, you can do this. So if you do this, then the problem that this is known as smart reply. Google has come up with this, the smart reply. If you can use smart reply, the full time of staring on a screen and typing on emails might be reduced to maybe 10% or 20% maximum. So try and using smart reply. Most of us use Gmail. So smart reply is integrated to Gmail. So you can use that. The third is that there are patterns that we need to discover. Now this is in the case of as parents. So if I am talking to parents as well as corporates, there can be two roles but one person. So I am talking to that person. So one, there are, if you are using an iOS device, use an app maybe like Forest. Forest gives you the reward of digital detox. So if you are able to get away from your mobile for an hour or so, then the reward is that for your in your name they will plant a virtual tree, and eventually you will have a garden virtually to your name, which is a reward for your switching off your mobile or your getting off your mobile for the period that you have decided. On the Android, you have an app which is known as Apprison. Here, the Apprison has some features in that. Earlier, I told you it is subconscious. So, if you are subconsciously doing something, it will analyze your data at the back end and tell you that you are using 9 to 10 Facebook every day. So, it will give you a data analysis of what you are using at what times. And if you are able to log off from that particular app at that particular time, the de-addiction becomes faster, because somehow your brain is conditioned that I will use Facebook at 9 o'clock to 10, from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and this is how we use it. We have time periods which our brain is conditioned to subconsciously. Again, you have not made it a habit knowingly. So this Apprison in Android, you will find it in Play Store. It will analyze data for you, and it makes it easier for you to switch off your mobile. So try using these things. The third is, let's assume that you are so much hooked to your mobile phones that you can't get off it even in the night. Then I would suggest that you 30 minutes before, you can plug on your earphones and use the mobile, but you don't need to stare at the screen, and use an app for meditation or calm, or even maybe something, some book reading where you don't need to stare, since voice, the letter to sound thing is already there. So it will read the book out for you. So that is a better form of de-addiction than staring at your phones just before sleep, or maybe in the office also. You can do this with emails also, that you can plug your earphones and you will hear what the email is saying. So this is something that you will need to first understand what is your addiction, what is the time of your addiction, and how is your brain conditioned to particular apps or particular usage of your mobile phone. Then only you will be able to decipher ways in which to unplug from this. Now let's come to the families. Now the family is a unit which is the most important thing, and which affects, suppose a person is not very satisfied in his family life, it spills over in his office efficiency, it spills over in his sleep. So this 8 hours is the most important for a child, youth, as well as the man or woman. It affects all the 24 hours in case your family is disturbed. And this is where digital well-being is the most important aspect, and why this I have taken at the last. First is, there is a wind down feature in all Android devices, which you can use. Whenever you want to wind down, you can just push one button and it winds down. And it does not allow you to use the mobile, but which is not a it's a very extreme kind of a feature, because completely using the mobile means we might have emergencies. So we should not completely do that, but still there can be some set rules in the family which the mother can enforce, and she can enforce that don't you mobile curfews for 10 minutes, 20, not longer, but you can start with 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that between 3 to 3:10 or 5 to 5:10, after Papa comes in, 20 minutes, no mobiles. So some mobile curfews need to be enforced, and the duration can be increased. During food, we hear that Amitabh Bachchan believes in this, that since his days, except when he is out on shooting outside of his hometown, he has one meal with his family, which is the dinner. Most of the time it is the dinner. And if it is the dinner, then that time they don't use mobiles. And this is something which we should learn from a legend like him, that see, even if we don't learn from him, we can learn for ourselves, that it is for our good that when a family is there, see, earlier the family used to sit in a circle on the ground and eat. Then when the TV came, the family circle became a family semicircle. Now with the mobiles, if there are 4 people in a home, they have their backs to each of us, and it is a family reverse circle in which everybody's backs are towards inside. So to get rid of that, at least that half an hour when we eat, we can chat what has happened during the day. The mother can tell this has happened, the father can say this has happened. They can discuss all that. So one good thing that is happening in a lockdown, which I see as positive, is that the family is together, whether it is perforce or whatever, the family is together. So in this togetherness, the teenagers are trying to understand that the father and mother are trying to fend for their education and their comfort, even with going out of the way to afford some things which they have asked for, which they usually might not be able to afford for themselves, but they do it for their children. So when in a lockdown period, the teenagers especially, who are mature enough to understand, they are kept out of conversations. Otherwise, when there is no lockdown, parents speak to themselves about the financial troubles that they are going through. But in a 24-hour situation when everybody is together, the parents speaking about financial troubles and the teenagers listening to financial troubles makes them slightly more mature. So these 60-90 days of lockdown is a positive thing for the teenagers to be able to be more understanding for the from the parents' perspective. So this is a boon in disguise. Now, why I am saying this is because when a teenager sees his peer group bringing in mobiles which are more advanced than his mobile, then he or she demands, because the peer pressure is so high and they have a teen ego also in place. So they want to show off. And that is the reason why he demands for mobiles or motorcycles or things which are not good for the family financial health, which is I am slightly off the point on this, but this is something, everything is not bad during the COVID-19 period. There is something which makes them partially responsible, the teenagers. Also, I think 60 days of regular usage for 7 hours, the brain has a typical habit. one thing, if you keep doing so, if you are brushing your teeth every day in the morning, in 60 days, if you keep brushing the teeth, it becomes a habit. So many of us, we get up from our sleep and without opening our eyes, we are able to reach the bathroom, reach out for the brush, put the toothpaste and put it in our mouth without opening our eyes. That is how the brain functions. So for 60 days, if excessive digital usage has been happening in lockdown in homes, whether it is for parents or the children, it becomes a habit. After the COVID scenario, why we are proposing a digital well-being day or awareness on digital well-being now is because after the opening of schools, it will be very difficult to de-addict the children, because now there is no other option, so parents are allowing it. But after the COVID scenario, if you are not able to de-addict, then it will be a big problem, and it is going to be a big problem. So in future, as the end point, these are the last few words I'll say. There will be clinics in the next 5 years which will only deal with mobile de-addiction. There will be locker rooms where you can deposit your mobiles and leave them there per force. There will be doctors who will be specializing in mobile addiction and mobile de-addiction, and there will be centers or retreats or hotels where mobiles will not be allowed or they will be seized. So I am looking at a scenario where you should not get into those kind of scenes where there are clinics and you need to go for de-addiction. It is better we de-addict ourselves step by step, half an hour a day, then 1 hour a day, then 2 hours a day. But this is the need of the future. It is going to be more addictive or more dangerous than cancer. This is what I am foreseeing. It will affect a large number of people, unlike any other disease. So that's where I complete my thing. We can have a discussion now.
Thank you, sir. I'll invite the audience now. They can unmute, have any of their queries or any of their questions with sir, please. The forum is open.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Sir, this is Sachin Mehrotra.
Okay.
You talked about an app called Forest.
Yes.
Is it? Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Can you like tell it once again, because I missed that particular span of time.
Okay. So Forest is a paid app on the iOS platform. So it's available on Apple Store. Okay. So what it does is that it allows you to de-addict from an app for a particular time, which you can decide. And if you stick to that schedule that I want to de-addict from, let's say, Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever it is, for 1 hour, you de-addict, you will get a reward in the form of a tree, virtual tree, which will be planted in a garden. Okay, so you will see the tree there in the garden. It's a virtual reward. You get anything, but you will, the more you adhere to these timelines that you have decided yourself, the garden will become bigger. So it might become into a forest also. So they have tried to gamify or give you a satisfaction that you are contributing to the environment by taking to well-being. So there are two social aspects that they have decided. One is digital well-being and the second is afforestation. So they are doing both. That is one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else?
So this cannot be installed in other than Apple phone.
See, that's why I said for Android you have Apprison. So APPRISON. Apprison is there for Android. It's also a gamified platform. You can use either of these based on the platforms. Apprison is not available on iOS as of now, and Forest is not available on Android as of now.
So it's other way around, right?
Either.
Thank you, sir.
Either.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I just wanted to know, in your opinion, what should be the ideal time period for using this screen?
Very, very pertinent question. Now, I will connect this to something which is in the news today, and that will give you a more broader answer.
Mhm.
So, yesterday in Times of India, there was one article of mine which said online education pros and cons. So, I am connecting it to what you are asking.
Okay.
So, if it is, they say Maharashtra government says up to class 2,
Okay.
online education is banned.
Right.
Okay, Karnataka says up to class 5 online education is banned.
Okay.
Chhattisgarh says online education is banned if you charge a fees for it. Okay, so there are three governments which have given 3 different dictates. Can you mute yourself?
Yeah.
Can you mute yourself?
This one.
Okay, so there are 3 governments which have given 3 separate dictates. And 3 dictates are because they don't understand what is the extent to which online has to be there. So first, we have described this and we have given a note to the government of India that this is how online dosage has to be there based on the age. So for small children, it has to be 1 hour. It has to be 1 hour and it can be in 3 slabs of 20 minutes each, with a 20-minute gap between 2 slabs of 2020. The second is from grade 2 to grade 5, it has to be 2 hours. It can be in the form of 30-minute sessions each with 10 minutes gap in between 2 30-minute sessions. And the third is from 6th to 12th and college, it can be 45 minutes each with a break of 10 minutes between 2 45-minute sessions, and it can go up to 4 hours. So this is the slab that has been, this is made with a research on the brain and its span of attention. So this is the threshold value that the brain can attend to when you go online. This has not take, this is also taken into account the damage that will cause to the eyes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
This is Pradeep Das.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving actually a very topical. It's very interesting because these days, this digital usage is on the increase.
Yes.
And we are, say, if it goes on for decades now there will be a holocaust on the digital
Yes.
side.
Yes.
So in that case, what is how the campaign, there should be a campaign for awareness, at least by the world body like the World Organization, UNO, or even at the policy stage also by the government, something should be done, because what you have emphasized is on this sleep deprivation. Say mostly, particularly during the before sleep, many of our people, they use mobile for a long time. So that is definitely, but even beyond that, we have seen that in schools, in colleges, in offices, they stay glued to the screen, blue screen, and also after coming to the office, from the office also, so the 10, 12, 15 hours almost people are spending on this. So this is, so how do this is to be addressed by government policy, by awareness, creation of awareness? Anything is done on that front?
Yes, there is. I'll ask you a counter question. The counter question is कि government policies क्या करते हैं कि alcohol is injurious to health लिखने बोलते हैं.
Yes.
तो अल्कोहल में क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है गवर्नमेंट के साथ? इट गेट्स रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम समवेयर एंड दैट इट डज नॉट वांट टू लूज दैट रेवेन्यू. Plus, there are vested interests in alcohol companies that they don't want. They want people to be addicted to alcohol to increase their sales. तो गवर्नमेंट कुछ भी पॉलिसी बनाती है ना, जो दारू पीने वाला है और जो दारू खरीदने वाला है, अगर मियाँ बीवी राजी तो क्या करेगा गवर्नमेंट? हाँ, इस तरह का सिचुएशन है. हाँ, so the same applies to mobile companies, very powerful. They have a very strong lobby. So government, even if it makes a policy, until we de-addict, the government policy is not going to work. So this is one thing. Looking towards the government is only from the policy point of view, they will not be able to enforce. Neither will these companies allow them to enforce. They are huge taxpayers to the government. I can't afford to lose them. The second thing is, I have said in my talk that all the 3-8 hours are affected, not just the sleep. Sleep deprivation was only one part. What I am saying is, as parents or as adults, we are very much responsible for the addiction of our young boys and girls, whether in schools or colleges or at homes. I am not pinning the blame on any one person. Even the schools are not able to control the usage of mobiles in the senior students. And that is a huge problem in schools. Teachers, they can enforce because they are paying them a salary. So teacher का mobile लेके मैं रख सकता हूँ. But student छुप के बैग उसका नहीं देख सकता हूँ, तो he takes them, he goes to the toilet, uses the mobile. ये हर school की college की कहानी है. So lots of MMSs are made. There is a huge cyber security threat to these students when they carry their mobiles, because the people, if they can hack, they can understand your location and do you harm. Also on social media, when we post a lot of things, especially for girls, they post photographs, it is liable to be morphed. Also, suppose a family says that we are going to Kolkata for a vacation and posts on Facebook, then some robber will come and to your house, they know that it is locked. So there are a lot of cyber security threats due to this digital addiction, which we have not discussed yet in a half an hour session. So what I am saying is, it is only self-regulation that can help us move forward. Looking to the government is not going to help. Across the world, this is the case.
One thing, sir, supposing we stop data from 9 o'clock in the night till 6 o'clock in the morning, what will happen? Supposing there was also a time when there was no mobile phone.
Yes.
So what big thing will happen?
Nothing will happen, except that we are addicted. आप दारू पीता हुआ आदमी को बोल दोगे रात को 9 बजे से 6 बजे नहीं मिलेगा, वो क्या करेगा? दिन में खरीद के रखेगा वो. तो इसमें क्या होगा? Mobile companies, on the other hand, are very contraindicative. What they do is, the data in the night is cheaper.
Yeah.
So people tend to use it in the night, especially those with minimum budgets like youth. है ना? तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो सही है. Actually, what you are saying is right, but it will not happen.
Yes. Okay.
It is like happy hours in a bar है ना, जब सस्ते में देता है वो. हाँ, तो ऐसी है ये कि रात को कम यूज होता है इसलिए सस्ते में तो ऐसे ही चलता है. Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Jawahar, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yes,
there
tell
is
me.
There is a section of the population, particularly from the young and old age senior citizens, who are interested in multiplying their money from Monday to Friday, morning 9:15 to 3:30 in share market. They are glued to the share trading screens. So how do you advise them? What is your solution for such people?
Sir, one solution that I can see is increase the size of your screen, so your mobile can be screened on your TV. Okay. So you can sit 3 feet, 4 feet away from your screen. A TV is not as harmful as a mobile screen. So that is one thing that I can do, that I can share my screen on the TV and do it. That is one advice that I can right now say. The second thing is that since that is their profession, I cannot take it away from them. But there are, I think, trends available. I don't know how much they will help, but there are trends available. Or one of them, or one of the things that they can do is that they can take one day off during the working days. So, and reduce that 9 to 3:30 one day. It might be a loss for their business, but they can ask someone like somebody to do it else. I don't know, but I am just suggesting off the cuff. But this TV thing can definitely be done.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, one question.
Hmm.
Sir,
Yes,
what is
sir.
sir, what is happening nowadays? कि जो child है, age
हाँ.
of 1 year, 2 year, when they don't take the milk or they don't take the food,
सही है.
their moms gave them their mobile,
दे
and
देते हैं.
they continue see, and what they are eating or what they are taking they don't know. Only they are seeing the game in the mobile. So what
Mobile.
will happen, sir, in that case?
ओके सर, आपने ये सवाल जो पूछा है ना, ये फुल्ली ब्रेन साइंस में चले जाते हैं. एक बार मैं शॉर्ट में बताने की कोशिश करूंगा.
जी
हाँ, ये मम्मी नहीं समझ पाएंगे, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करता हूँ अभी समझाने की.
जी.
देखिए, मेरा जो दिमाग है 1 साल की उम्र में आदत बनाना शुरू करता है. हाँ, तो मम्मी क्या करती हैं, मम्मी मेरे को सवेरे उठते ही साथ बोलती है, बेटा चड्डी उतारो, शुशु करो, तो ऐसा करके आदत कराते हैं. हाँ, ये उस समय होता है जब हम आदत कराना शुरू करते हैं. उसी समय आप जो भी आदत करवाते हो वो आदत होता है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने दूध नहीं पिया बिना मोबाइल के या मैंने नहीं पिया. हाँ, हम लोग सब दूध पिए हैं, हाँ, मोबाइल के, तो बिना मोबाइल के. मम्मी ने क्या किया, और ये बच्चे की खास बात है कि न्यूरल कनेक्शंस बनते हैं एक शेप में. एक आदत का मतलब एक शेप, हाँ, ये दिमाग में बनता है, और वो शेप बार बार जब एक्टिवेट होता है, जब अगले दिन आप दूध पीने बैठेंगे तो फिर से वो शेप एक्टिवेट होता है तो पी लेते हैं. लेकिन आप जब आदत बनाने की बारी होती है, उस समय अगर मैंने मोबाइल को आदत में डाल दिया तो वो शेप ऐसे ही बनता है दिमाग में, और वो बार बार आपको मोबाइल देना पड़ता है. तो शुरुआत में क्या होता है, इसमें बच्चों को तकलीफ होती है हमको, लेकिन माँ बाप को आजकल तकलीफ देखने की क्षमता कम हो गई. दे हैव, यानी थोड़ा कंट्रोल कम हो गया है इसमें. तो बच्चा रोता है ना, तो हम लोग उसको तुरंत सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए चॉकलेट, ये वो फालतूगिरी, मोबाइल सब दे देते हैं. और बच्चे को वो अच्छा लगता है, क्योंकि मूविंग इमेजेस 1 साल की उम्र में बहुत अच्छा लगता है हमेशा. हाँ, मूविंग इमेज इज द हैबिट. हाँ, इसमें मोबाइल हो या टीवी हो, मूविंग इमेज चाहिए बच्चे को, और उसको कलरफुल मूवमेंट ऐसा अच्छा दिखता है तो दूध पी लेता है. लेकिन इसमें हुआ क्या है, ये बाद में इसको असर पढ़ाई में दिखेगा कि पढ़ाई में क्या होता है, जब आप कुछ पढ़ाते हो तो एक शेप बनता है दिमाग में. हाँ, अगर कुछ चीज सीख रहे हो आप तो एक दिमाग में शेप बनता है. अच्छी चीज अगर आपने घर पे आके होमवर्क इसलिए देते हैं कि वो शेप में आप फिर से पेंसिल से अगर डार्क से लिखते हैं तो वो आदत बन जाता है, वो याद हो जाता है आपको. तो पढ़ाई में अगर आपने डिजिटल डिवाइस की आदत उसको कर दी तो होमवर्क वो करता रहेगा, और यहाँ पे कान में लगा के वो कोई गाने सुनता रहेगा मोबाइल में. उसकी आदत में वो मोबाइल आ चुका है बड़ा होने के बाद. तो आप शुरुआती दौर में थोड़ा तकलीफ उठाने से बेहतर है कि मैं बच्चे को मोबाइल दे दूं और जिंदगी भर उसको खराब करूं, ये सोच से अच्छा है कि तकलीफ दीजिए शुरुआत में, और बच्चों की आदत बन जाती है, 1 हफ्ते के बाद बन जाती है. आप प्री स्कूल भेजते हैं ना, आप जब बच्चे को पहली बार छोटे स्कूल में भेजते हैं तो बच्चा रोता है, तो वो स्कूल वाले मोबाइल नहीं देते हैं, वो लोग बोलते हैं रोने दो थोड़ा सा. हाँ, वो 7 दिन में आदत हो जाती है उसको, वो बोलता है 7 दिन के बाद मुझे स्कूल जाना है. मम्मी भी ऐसा कर सकती है.
Thank you, sir.
So I think should we stop or do we have some more questions? We have 10 minutes more.
Hello, sir.
हाँ, बोलिए.
When TV was introduced, the same question was there, and again this question has arisen. So it will be also solved.
I think this will be solved. Something else will come. हाँ, मैं देख रहा हूँ ये चीज. कुछ और आ जाएगा एडिक्शन में. हम लोग को चाहिए एडिक्शन. कुछ ना कुछ एडिक्शन चाहिए, प्रॉब्लम चाहिए, जिसका सोल्यूशन आगे खोजेंगे और फिर एक प्रॉब्लम बनाएंगे.
Sir, one final point in my mind. I'll just there is something known as a natural tendency. Even if we start for a de-addiction, I may keep my mobile in one room and go to some other room. the unconscious will always be somehow.
You are right.
Yes. And I'll find some reason to come back and come near to this and pick it up again.
Yes.
How any action to counter something like this?
Okay, this is a very natural tendency. Again, you are right. But I am saying when you do a de-addiction for anything, we do something called as weaning. So the weaning is that I start with the smallest unit. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes. When you are used to that 5 minutes, then use 10 minutes. If you start with an hour, then your tendency will be to come back. So मैं जब मान लीजिए टॉयलेट जा रहा हूँ, तो मैं मोबाइल लेके जा रहा हूँ, उसको बाहर छोड़ दीजिए. एक बेसिक बात है कि मैं टॉयलेट छोड़ के तो आप बाहर नहीं आऊंगा. हाँ, मैं अपना काम पूरा करके ही आऊंगा, तो 5 मिनट तो गारंटी है मेरा कि I can de-addict. So with this small units, you can start, which is known as weaning, and de-addiction में weaning ही होना चाहिए. एक साथ करेंगे ना, तो दारू पीते हुए आदमी को अगर छोड़ दिए ना, उसको बुखार आ जाता है.
Sir, I've got one question. Sir, I am DP Srivastava. Sir, sir, actually, nowadays there is work from home, and all the times our kids, they have to sit in front of the PC and all these things. Then how this official work can be managed with the minimum use of PC and mobiles?
So, sir, yes, I have covered this. हाँ, तो मैंने क्या कहा है, 2-3 चीजें कही हैं सर, and I think if we can do it very good. One is use of voice. More than the screen, use voice. I have said smart typing is something that you should use. हाँ, तो और voice use करने से आपके आंखों में फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. हाँ, तो use Siri, use Google search, use whatever. Google search में voice है आज की तारीख में, तो anything can be done. दूसरा है सर कि 45 minutes आप घर से काम करिए, 45 minutes के बाद 5 मिनट बाहर घूम के आइएगा. हाँ, तो आपको 2 चीजें मिलेंगी. डिजिटल डिवाइस के सामने बैठने से हमको लगता है कि सिर्फ आंखों को फर्क पड़ रहा है, प्रॉब्लम आपके ब्रेन को पड़ता है. उसका कारण है कि कंजम्पशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इज इंक्रीज्ड व्हेन यू यूज ए डिजिटल डिवाइस. हाँ, मेरी आंखें अगर पूरे टाइम और दिमाग लगी हुई है डिजिटल डिवाइस पे, तो ऑक्सीजन कंजम्पशन इंक्रीजेस. और मेरे ब्रेन में ऑक्सीजन कहाँ से जा रहा है, मैं जो खाता हूँ, मैं जो पीता हूँ, हाँ, वो डाइजेस्ट होके खून में ऑक्सीजन बन के जाता है. तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ अभी कि अगर 40-45 मिनट अगर मेरा ऑक्सीजन खत्म हो रहा है ब्रेन पे, तो बाहर जाके ऑक्सीजन लेके आऊं 5 मिनट के लिए, फिर 45 मिनट वो चल जाएगा. तो you should take 5-minute breaks. That is a very good thing to do. Also look at bigger screens if you can do. अगर आपका लैपटॉप आप टीवी पे कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, जो कि हर लैपटॉप आज की तारीख में होता है, तो it is a better digital well-being device than your laptop or mobile. Yeah.
So nice. Thank you.
One more thing, like you said, self-regulation is the only way for getting addicted from this screen. So what I have experienced that when you start this thing, this self-regulation, like New Year resolutions, when you are enthusiastic, you take all those decisions. But gradually, what happens that वो जोश gets cooled down, the जोश ठंडा हो जाता है. So do you have any suggestion how can we maintain that enthusiasm to keep that self-control?
Yes, ma'am. I'll tell you. हाँ, ये बहुत important point आपने raise किया है. ये बिल्कुल सही है. न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन 2 तारीख तक भी चल जाए ना, बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. 2 जनवरी तक. हाँ, आई थिंक मैं एक काम करता हूँ, वर्ल्ड डिजिटल वेलबींग डे करके वेबसाइट है. हाँ, तो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज वी आर प्रपोजिंग अ 3-hour मोबाइल कर्फ्यू इन अ वीक. एनी डे यू चूज and give a 3-hour work mobile curfew, but that is not the complete solution. कि 3 घंटे मैं करूंगा क्या, मान लो मोबाइल नहीं है मेरे पास, तो मैं करूंगा क्या, ये बड़ा क्वेश्चन है. आजकल बिना मोबाइल के कुछ चलता नहीं. हाँ, तो मैं वो 3 घंटे में कुछ गेम्स करूंगा. हाँ, जो कि आप उस वेबसाइट से मिल जाएंगे आपको. हर हफ्ते नए गेम्स रहेंगे जो 3 घंटे आपको एंगेज्ड रखेंगे. दे विल बी मीनिंगफुल गेम्स जो आप परिवार के साथ खेल सकते हैं, ऑफिस में खेल सकते हैं, कहीं पे भी खेल सकते हैं. वो 3 घंटे अगर आप विदाउट नोइंग कि मैं मोबाइल नहीं यूज कर रहा हूं, आपको पता चले बगैर अगर आप एंगेज हो जाए 3 घंटों के लिए तो ही हो पाएगा. सो whatever happens has to be fun and has to be emotionally connected to what you like. अगर मैं फिल्में लाइक करता हूँ या क्रिकेट लाइक करता हूँ तो उससे जुड़ी हुई सोल्यूशन होगी, तो आप 3 घंटे रुक जाओगे. आप अगर मैच चल रहा है इंडिया पाकिस्तान का तो 3 घंटे आप मोबाइल नहीं देखोगे, टीवी देखोगे. क्यों? तब आपको एडिक्शन याद नहीं आया. हाँ, तो ऐसी चीजें होती हैं मैम. हाँ, तो आई विल नीड टू कनेक्ट वॉट एवर सोल्यूशन आई गिव टू योर इमोशन. जैसे आप होटल में जाते हैं, हाँ, होटल में खाना आप डेली नहीं खा सकते. क्यों? पैसा देके खाते हो, उसकी वजह से नहीं. अगर आप अफोर्ड भी कर सकते हो तो आप नहीं खाते हो. क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें इमोशन नहीं है. शेफ ने जो खाना बनाया अच्छी चीजें डाल के बनाया है, लेकिन इमोशन नहीं डाला उसमें. माँ जो खाना बना के देती है आपको डेली, उसमें इमोशन रहता है. भले ही वो दाल चावल हो, उसमें आपको मजा आता है, डेली खा सकते हैं. माँ का इमोशन इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ हाउ इफ यू वांट टू डू समथिंग यू कैन डू, बट हम लोग उसमें इमोशन नहीं डालते. इसलिए हमको लगता है कि न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन 31 को बना, 1 को तोड़ दो, और उसके लिए बहाने मिल जाते हैं तोड़ने के लिए. माँ के पास भी बहाने हैं. माँ चाहेगी तो आपको जोमेटो से खाना मंगा के आपको दे सकती है, लेकिन क्यों बना के देती है? क्योंकि शी वांट्स दैट हर चिल्ड्रन शुड गेट द बेस्ट, हर हस्बैंड शुड द बेस्ट. वो फीलिंग हम में जब तक नहीं आएगा कि डी एडिक्शन मेरे लिए अच्छा है, you will not be emotionally involved. So again, there also self-regulation comes into place, but the solution is I will give you some games which can engage you maximum for 3 hours. I am not saying do a mobile curfew of 3 hours, but once in a week, do a mobile curfew, stay with your family or your near and dear ones, and we engage in some activity which I am proposing. You can change that also.
Right, sir. Sir, could you please repeat the website you said? The website name?
worlddigitalwellbeingday.com.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. ठीक है sir, I think we will
Yeah.
stop.
It's .4 we started, .5. But on behalf of the entire audience fraternity, we are extremely grateful, sir. One of the organization quotes that we adhere to is one roof, one connect. And you truly made it today, bringing people from different disciplines together and involving it. It's definitely unique learning and lot of new things to learn. And it's your way, your style, something which the entire training fraternity should adapt. So thank you on behalf of the organization and the fraternity.
Thank you.
For the audience, we will be bringing you this is your forum altogether, and you have a quick link to the feedback that you will be receiving, and for the new participants there is a link to join in our broadcast group, so you know about any such future events that we are doing. Then finally, when I see such brilliant minds coming together, I have a strong temptation to ask, when are you coming to share something? So this is your forum, and open invitation to each of you to whichever topic you care about or you think I can make a difference speaking about this topic. Please feel free to reach us or drop us a mail at info@blindglobal.in. So on behalf of the organization, thank you for your time, and really a wonderful, I feel very excited every time we come together and join and do something like this. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.